Most people think improving your mindset is about slapping on a happy face and chanting, "I'm a champion," in the mirror. But here's the truth. That often makes the muddy, awful feeling even worse, because now you're failing at being happy too. In the next few minutes, we're not going to just add more pressure. We're going to drain the swamp. You'll discover a kinder, simpler way to clear the fog of perfectionism and start seeing your work and yourself with clarity again. Hey friend, so you're looking for advice on how to improve your mindset. You feel muddy, like everything you do is just awful, and you're pretty sure it's a perfectionism thing. I get it. I have been there so many times I should have a loyalty card. Let me paint you a picture. It's a Tuesday. You decide to make a simple, healthy smoothie. You get out the blender. You're feeling good. This is a win. But then you think, well, a great smoothie would have chia seeds. You don't have chia seeds. The voice whispers, a failure already. But you push on. You blend, you pour. It tastes fine, but it's not Pinterest worthy. It's not the best smoothie ever made by human hands, so you don't even enjoy it. You just drink it, feeling like a fraud who can't even smoothie correctly. That's perfectionism. It's not about high standards. It's a voice that takes a simple, good thing, like a smoothie, or a report, or a drawing, and convinces you it's awful because it's not a flawless masterpiece. The mystery we'll solve today is that the key to a better mindset isn't trying harder, but something almost the opposite. Stick around because by the end, you'll have a completely new way to talk to yourself when that muddy feeling hits. In this video, here's what you're going to learn. The one-word shift that can instantly drain the pressure from any task, how to build a good enough barometer so you know when to actually stop, the secret of process praise to rewire your brain for joy, not judgment, a simple to-list strategy to quiet the critical voice for good, and how to embrace ugly drafts as your superpower. This is your map out of the swamp. Let's start with Chapter 1, the tyranny of the final picture. Most of us start a task with a perfect finished image in our heads. The plotless essay, the viral video, the clean, organized, minimalist house. But we completely skip the movie and just see the poster. And then we're shocked when our real life, with its messy drafts, awkward pauses, and piles of laundry, doesn't match up. It's like trying to build a cathedral when you haven't even learned how to lay a single brick. You look up at this massive, beautiful, impossible thing you want to create, then you look down at your lumpy, misshapen first brick, and the voice says, see? Awful. You'll never build a cathedral. Why even try? So you give up. The cathedral remains unbuilt, and you're left standing in a field of mud holding one sad brick. This is called the planning fallacy. Our brains are terrible at estimating the time and effort needed for future tasks. We imagine the best case finish scenario and ignore all the messy intermediate steps. When we hit those messy steps, our brain interprets it as failure, not part of the process. So the hack? Separate the vision from the version. Your vision is the cathedral. Your version is the brick you're laying today. Your only job today is to make version 0.1, the ugly, lumpy first draft. Give yourself permission for it to be terrible. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Just one brick. And this leads us directly to our next big idea, is that letting go of the final picture is the first step to silencing that critical voice. But what do you do when that voice is already screaming? That's what we'll tackle in Chapter 2, the to-list strategy for a noisy mind. When you feel muddy, your brain is like a browser with 100 tabs open. You're trying to write an email, but tabs for "you're not good enough," "remember that embarrassing thing from 2012," and "what if you fail" are all running in the background. No wonder everything feels slow and awful. Imagine your critical thoughts are like annoying party guests. If you try to ignore them, they just get louder. But if you acknowledge them, I see you, imposter Steve. Thank you for your input. There's a chair for you in the corner. It robs them of their power. You're not fighting them. You're just noting their presence and moving on. This is a core principle of mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy. It's called cognitive diffusion. You learn to see your thoughts as just thoughts, not absolute truths. By writing them down, you create distance. You observe them instead of being consumed by them. The simple tool? The two-list strategy. When the muddiness hits, take a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle. On the left, title it The Critic's List. This is where you dump every awful thought. This design is trash. I have no idea what I'm doing. Everyone will laugh. Get it all out. No filter. On the right, title it The Builder's List. This is for tiny, physical, actionable next steps. Not write a brilliant novel, but open document. Write one sentence. Research how to write a sentence. The magic? The critic gets heard so it calms down, and the builder gets a clear, impossible to fail next step. You've just switched your brain from emotional panic to practical action. Okay, so we're managing the critic, but we need to go deeper. We need to change what we're actually looking for. And that brings me to a counterintuitive truth about how we measure our days. This is a big one in Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Steal the joy back. Process versus product. We are obsessed with results, the grade, the likes, the finished product. But results are fickle. They're outside our control. And when we tie our self-worth to them, we're on an emotional roller coaster. A good result means we're a genius. A bad result means we're awful. This is exhausting. It's like only enjoying a road trip if you win a medal at the destination. You miss the fun music, the weird roadside attractions, the conversations. You're just white-knuckling the wheel, stressed about the finish line. No wonder you feel burnt out. You've forgotten to enjoy the drive. This is the difference between extrinsic motivation, rewards or praise from outside, and intrinsic motivation, joy from the activity itself. Studies show that intrinsic motivation is far more sustainable and leads to greater creativity and well-being. Perfectionism kills intrinsic motivation because it makes the process stressful. The shift? Practice, process, praise. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I enjoy doing today? Not what did I achieve, but what did I enjoy in the process? Maybe you enjoyed the feeling of typing words, even if the chapter isn't done. Maybe you enjoyed the focus of cleaning one shelf. Praise yourself for showing up. I'm proud I sat down to work, even when I didn't feel like it. This reinforces the behavior, not just the outcome. You are stealing joy back from the jaws of the result. You are learning to enjoy laying the brick, not just dreaming of the cathedral. Now, all this is great for today, but how do we make this new mindset stick? How do we build a life that feels less awful more often? That's our final and most important chapter. Chapter 4. The Deathbed Test, Building a Meaningful Life. We get so caught up in the tiny details of getting things perfect that we lose sight of the bigger picture. We polish a sentence for an hour. We obsess over a color shade. We treat minor setbacks like major catastrophes. Imagine you're on your deathbed, looking back on your life. Are you going to think, I'm so glad I got that PowerPoint presentation absolutely perfect in 2024? Or are you going to think about the conversations you had, the things you learned, the times you laughed, the courage you showed by trying things that were messy and imperfect? The emotional twist is that perfectionism isn't just a productivity killer, it's a thief of a meaningful life. This is backed by research on regret. Bronnie Ware, a palliative nurse, wrote about the top regrets of the dying. Number 1, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Perfectionism is often about living up to an external, impossible standard. Letting it go is an act of courage. The practical tool is the weekly reflection. Once a week, ask yourself 2 questions. Did I make progress on things that truly matter to me, not things that just feel urgent? And did I find moments of joy in the process? This isn't about judging yourself, it's about gently steering your ship. If the answer is no, you know to focus more on intrinsic joy and personal values next week. It's a constant recalibration away from perfection and towards meaning. So, let's recap this journey. We started feeling muddy, like everything was awful. We talked about separating the vision from the version to reduce pressure, using the 2-list strategy to quiet your inner critic, praising the process, not just the product, to steal joy back. And finally, using the deathbed test to focus on what truly matters. Life isn't about creating a flawless, Instagram-ready highlight reel. It's about showing up again and again for the messy, beautiful, imperfect work of building something that matters to you. Start small. Pick just one of these ideas. Maybe today, you just decide that your first draft can be ugly. That's it. That's a massive win. Because the best time to clear the muddy water and improve your mindset isn't someday when you have everything figured out. It's today. Right now, by being a little kinder to yourself. If this video helped you reframe that critical voice, you might really like my next video, the Stop Procrastinating Guide for people who are too hard on themselves. It's a practical follow-up to all this. It's waiting for you right here. And if this resonated with you, well, that would mean the world to me. Consider subscribing. More like this is on the way. Thanks for watching. Be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think.